I'm just going to say what you wanted to say
You
anyway.
already did.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, about the thing when we say to people to come to a race, like it's definitely well intended, but it's hard. Really, the ideal situation is to have somebody with that person at the track that can guide them around. Okay, easy for me to say, I understand, but it's true. You need some sort of, I mean, you could almost say mentor, right? But if we're going to send somebody to the track or a group of people to a track on a race day, we really need somebody to bring them around the pits and just kind of show them the lay of the land. Again, that's kind of the customer journey. Because racers, although if you approach them, will be very approachable, if you like, or very conversive, they may not look very approachable at that particular moment. It's kind of ironic because it does sound like that's the best time to catch racers, but it's kind of the worst time too. So that's all I'll say. I'll stop there.
There you go.
For now.
Okay. That tied into the subject without getting too far off.
Right.
Yeah, I completely agree with you because I've definitely fallen into the category where if I'm at the track on a day where I don't have a goal, I'm not trying to race, I'm not trying to test anything, I'm definitely pretty willing to help people. And I know if you show up on a race day and you ask me to borrow my wrench, I'm probably going to tell you to pound sand.
That's a bit harsh, Jason.
And, well, it's race day. It's like, I don't have time to go looking for that tool. Because you know as well as I do, when you loan out a tool, you then have to go track it down. And it's a race day. But on a practice day, it's like, no, you can't use my tool, but I'll do it for you. On a race day, it's like, no, you can't use my tool, go get your own toolbox. But, and I think a lot of beginners run into those attitudes because they're showing up on race days because they're told, oh, just come out to a race. And then it's not very engaging. It's not very open.
It's just difficult to manage. Why is who on Facebook?
Why are you on Facebook liking my posts?
What makes you think I'm on Facebook?
I just saw it pop up. You liked my post.
I did.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to post a link to your page of the of eShifter Kart's Ripper.
My magic assistant did.
That's right.
She's on it.
We're going backwards here. So it's back to the CKR, Ascend Motorsports. He's helping to put this on at Blue Max this weekend. The importer for CKR is James O'Brien at eShifter Kart. And one of the cool videos he has out there is the eShifter Kart Project Ripper 2017 CKR Modified SwedeTech, also a NorCal karting company. Honda CR125, crazy fast kart. And he just walks around the kart with the camera, and he points to different things. And I like it. It's just a different approach.
Right. It goes a little beyond just a traditional kind of narrow constraint of just racing, where we can bring in these other groups of people that just want to play with mechanical things. And those people are still out there. And in karting, a little would go a long way. Like if we look at any segment that we could maybe attract new racers from potentially, again, our market is so comparatively small that a little from any of those larger markets, like whether it's esports/sim racing, could go a long way. It wouldn't take much to have a larger impact on our sport as a whole.
No, it wouldn't. You're absolutely right about that. And then since we're kind of on the topic of non-racing events, there's probably a much better way of wording that. But I'm not a professional broadcaster, so I'll work on that as well. In October, speaking of the Track Magic Owners Group, they will have another get-together and a barbecue. And I only know that because Gorilla Barbecue is going to sponsor it with food. And I think I'm going to go for that.
Well, yeah.
And we'll have more information on that one coming up as I get more information from the Track Magic Owners Group. But again, it's just another event. They go out, they have fun. Some guys probably only do 5 or 10 laps and they pack up and they go home. Some guys, there was some people on the track all day long. just pounding laps, pounding laps, pounding laps. However, I think I saw everyone leave with a smile. And
this is important.
And the track was filled. I mean, isn't that what the tracks want? People on the track? Paying for practice fees. I'm sure they picked up a couple of memberships out of it, because you go to a
paying
track,
is important.
You go to a track 10 times a year, you might as well buy a membership.
Yeah, for sure.
What's next?
For who? Or for whom? Or for what? That's the question.
For this, we have
how long have we been yapping for?
9 minutes to burn. I'm going to send you a bill for the amount that you talked.
You send me a bill. Do you take rubber checks?
Yes.
All right, I'll send one to you.
Yes. There's a good collection policy in California on bounce checks.
Right. Nice. You can take me for every penny I have.
So what else do you want to talk about? Let's keep it on the topic of non-racing events. And again, we had the Blue Max one. So Blue Max, September 8th. LO206, Briggs and Stratton. Let's tie in some Kart Pulse stuff here.
Sure.
This is my prediction in general. I think we're going to see a resurgence of forum-based interaction. I think
so.
We're rolling in. This is my theory. We're rolling into an election year. So
Yikes.
The election crap is already coming up. People are going to start tuning out of social media because they're going to get tired of their buddy talking about Trump, or getting tired of talking about Biden, or whatever, Creepy Joe. Whatever it is, right? People are going to get tired of it and tune out. But they want their karting fix. Where do they get their karting fix? They're going to find it on a forum.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I think it will work. We'll see. That said, I mean, it's going to branch out to be a news website, hopefully in a month or so. Yeah. So right now we've had the forums for, I think, 4 years. And I mean, I think it's interesting because, the advent of social media definitely hurt a lot of forum-based platforms or communities.
You could say it decimated it.
Well,
because I think right now I think I'm like a member of like 5,000 different Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Blue chassis cart owners, red chassis cart owners.
Right. And that's
green
the thing is,
cart owners.
How
green
much
chassis
stuff
cart
you
owners
see?
in Sacramento County.
Green chassis owners. What's a green chassis? I mean, aside from the obvious, but TB Kart or
TB Kart, Tony Kart, BRM.
BRM? I remember BRM in blue, but that's a different matter. So yeah, I mean, as long as people are looking for conversations and to learn, there will be a place for forums. I could go on for hours about this.
Kart's kind of green.
If I have. It is. I'm colorblind. I'm red green colorblind. So yeah, I guess it kind of is luminous
green. I'm distracted by butterflies.
Or squirrels.
That's right.
Where was I? Was ranting about forums for a second there. So, yeah, as long as people want to have, a decent conversation and learn stuff, and I'm not saying you can't learn from social media, but it's, and everybody knows this because everybody's used to it by now, but, it's very short term, right? It's low, it's like low calorie, sugar type content, right? And by design. It's about people rather than conversations. That's what's different about forums. They're based around conversations versus social connections. And both have a place. And I think that's kind of what's a shame about it, is that people got super excited about social media, like this is so awesome. And it's like, well, yeah, it is in the moment. But
yeah.
Right, and so what I saw for karting really was, the advent of social media, our web presence otherwise kind of disappeared. Especially when it came to Google searches, which are still a thing, So that was one of the reasons we'd started the forums. But also, I felt that there was still a need to have, a deeper conversation. If nothing else, just even the formatting options and moderation options are a thing. But, just a place to kind of get away from all the other garbage that's on Facebook and just focus on what matters, which is karting. Although, we've done memes on it, and people are like, well, politics is important, and yes, it is, but let's be honest, the discourse that's happening on social media is not really conducive to progression in politics. It's just kind of noise. So, yeah, there's a future for forums. I think there always has been, as long as there's a need for community. But it needs to be done differently. It needs to be done from a perspective of, if you build something, it's got to have a reason to exist, right? If it's just the same as any other forums, or if it's just the same as social media, if people are seeing the same kind of conversations or same nature of conversations as they see on social media, then why bother with forums? So it's got to have a particular angle, and that's kind of what we've worked to.
Yeah,
on the forum.
I think
It's just make it without egos.
They were attracted to the whole social media thing because it was they could put their thought out there, point and click, and everyone saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically it was published. They could publish their thought in a millisecond. Right.
And that was good and bad.
Yeah, as a forum, exactly, as good and bad. Whereas a forum, it takes a lot more work to get that information outside of that direct community. But yeah, is that a bad thing?
Instant. I don't think so. I mean, there's a place for both, right? For sure. Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and even TikTok. Yeah. I don't know if I can deal with TikTok though. I think I'm going to hire somebody to deal with that. It's a little too low calorie, I think, for my taste so far. But lots of people are hanging out on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all copacetic.
Hey,
right?
Hold on for a second. I'm going to cut you off.
Of course you are.
Track Magic owners groups. If you're listening, I know a number of you listen to this podcast. Hopefully you're listening. Go to kartpulse.com and look under the forum of identification assistance. There's a Track Magic go-kart on there. Actually, never mind.
Oh, that's right. There was a Track Magic on there recently.
I don't know. That's a CTS chassis.
Really?
Yep. That's someone bastardized.
Oh, boo. That makes me a sad panda.
That's CTS chassis. Sorry, Track Magic Group. Hey, David.
Sorry. False alarm. False alarm.
False forums.
Well,
what threw it off is it has the Track Magic bump shift lever, has the Track Magic clutch lever, and it has the Track Magic seat struts with the rubber illegal dampeners.
Could it be one of the later Track Magics that were, for lack of a better description, relabeled European chassis? Like one of the very last models? I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, so why don't you seem to know a lot about Track Magic. And Track Magic is always just
James O'Brien, if you're listening, go to kartpulse.com and look at that identification thread, please. No, maybe it is a Track Magic.
He's got, he being the person that made the topic, he's got 3 karts there. He's got an MBA, which I remember.
A white Emic.
From the 90s.
That's a Track Magic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the spindles threw me off, because the spindles look like they're off a CTS chassis.
Can you identify this? Oh, wait, no, that's a different one. That's a yard cart. We get all kinds on the forums. But, I mean, that's kind of by design, too. I figure Kartpulse will try things that other folks won't. And I try to throw my kind of racer reservations out the door and just be like, okay, let's start from scratch and see what kind of people we can attract and how much of a bad idea is that.
You got 20 seconds. As you take a swig.
Damn, it was that obvious, huh? Everybody should listen and share this podcast because Jason's doing great work in NorCal. And he's like pretty much up 1,000 downloads a week. So you should probably sponsor this guy too. I'm just saying.
I like sponsorship.
Rising star.
All right,
Rising
James.
star.
I appreciate it.
Likewise.
All right, I'll
Hopefully
talk to you later.
people enjoyed the segment.